guys, it's April. This is our Patreon annual supporter file, and I just cut my piece of acetate and folded it on 4 score lines. This is what I'm calling the spinning box. I saw a ring box on Pinterest and it inspired me, so that's what we're going to do. And the acetate is just simple. You don't have to have it if you have the Ferrero Rocher, but if you use other candies, you may need this. So it is optional to a point. Also hidden in the file, you're going to find these. These are 2 little round circles with holes in them. I call them O-rings. And that's in case you only have small, teeny, tiny brads. And that's to keep that brad from pulling through when we place it into our box here, because it will pull through those holes if it's too small. I'm using some that have a good end on them, like this, and on my practice one I even used the big ones and they worked perfectly fine. You may need to find that you may need to go in and snip the ends of it off, and I'll show you that here when we get to that point, but I'm not going to be using these. When we get to that point, if your brad pulls through these holes on your box, you'll need these little O-ring pieces to help hold your brad. And I just dropped my brad. There it is. So make sure that you are aware that those pieces are in the file and you may need those. Okay, so I checked many different sizes of brads, and as long as it doesn't pull through this hole, if it will stay without pulling through, you will not need these pieces. If it pulls through, you will. Okay, so got that. Did me a little loop of ribbon through there. You can do your ribbon through there how you want. And then we have this little inner box piece, and you're just going to fold everything away from you, or mountain fold, whatever you want to call it, on all of your score lines. All right, so now we have all of our score lines folded, and we're just going to open it back up. Then we're going to take our panels. Now, I did mine in reverse. You can do this. If you want to cut this piece out of solid paper and then cut this out of printed, that's fine. If you do it in reverse like I did, then there are some smaller panels in there that you will need 2 of, and they're in that file if you want, and then you have your sentiment piece. If you cut this piece out of a solid piece of cardstock, then you will only need to cut these, where I cut solid, out of printed. So I just did mine a little bit differently because I wanted to dress it up some more. All right, and we're going to start by putting these decorative tabs on each one of these ends. You're going to hold your sentiment till the end, and I'll show you why, because you don't want to stick it on wrong. And then we're going to place this one on this end. Okay, and now before you do this centerpiece, and we're going to hold all of these little panels till the end, okay? Before you do this centerpiece, I'm going to use a strong glue dot. You can use red line tape, anything that you like of that. I've just got 2 of them here. I'm just going to pull those apart. And I am going to stick one of them right down in the center. And hopefully, these are the stickiest glue dots I ever had. I've had them for years. I don't remember where I got them. But they're super sticky, and sometimes they don't want to turn loose. And then I'm just going to take my ribbon, and I want to make sure that I have it down the center. So I'm going to fold those back so I can get an estimate there of where that needs to go. And that looks good. I'm just going to stick it down. And then I'm going to place another glue dot on top of it, just to ensure. You probably don't need that much stick. As long as your ribbon sticks good, you'll be fine. I don't want it to bulk up. I don't want to leave that liner. You really don't. There we go. So then I'm just going to go around the edges because I know that dot's going to hold this in, but I want my edges to stick. And then we're going to place that down. So then we have that part of the box done. This ribbon only needs to be 6 or 8 inches long, and I'm probably cutting it too long, but I'm just going to trim it off. So your box should be looking something like this now. And we're going to go in and we're going to start on our side tabs. And we're going to pull that in, spread that glue around, and make sure that we keep that seam square. I used Honeybee Affirma paper. I got this off of Design Bundles. There's a link down below if you guys want to use that. And I just printed it on my Epson printer, my 12 by 12 paper, or cardstock, I should say, and printed both sides of my paper. And then we're going to do these 2 tabs, like so. We're going to square those up. And guys, if you're not a Patreon supporter and you want this file, consider going over and joining annually, and you will have access to this. If you're already an annual supporter and you want to change tiers, it will prorate that for you. So no worries there. If you want to become a Zoomer, if you're already annual on the $5 tier and want to jump up, it will prorate that. We're going to fold these tabs in. I'm just going to glue and fold those in. And that's just going to create a nice little top for us without any sharp edges. And I'm just pinching it until it gets a grab with that glue. We're going to do the same thing on these 2 tabs. We're going to fold that in. All right, and now we're going to set that to the side to dry, and we're going to work on this piece. Be very careful when you take this piece off your mat. You don't want to tear these flaps here. And those flaps are going to fold to the inside. I'm just going to fold those back, just like so, okay? And I did go around the edges of my paper with my Copic marker just to match and give it just a little extra. You don't have to do that, but I did. And then you've got a seam here, so it's going to fold in kind of look like this. And then you've got another one here. So now you should be looking something like this, okay? And then you got your side, or actually this is the front. The one with the hole is the front of your paper. You're going to fold in those side tabs. Just like that. And you've got another one here. And your side tabs as well. Okay, and then you have one, I got one in here somewhere. Let's see, there it is. One there, and then one on this end. So this piece should be looking just like this. This is the front of the box, so I'm going to place it to the front. And I'm going to look at my little mock-up and make sure that I did this correctly. I want that I'll have to check it. I have to flip it over. So when it's to the front, so I'm pretty sure I want my ribbon to go this way. I'm gonna kind of double check that really quick so that when I want to just make sure that I have it in correctly. It can be a little tricky, and I've already put one together wrong, so I just want to be sure that we have it correct. That's the right way. So with it up, it should be here. We can always take it apart. I'm going to put it together and check it. So I'm going to say that the ribbon goes towards the back. I'm pretty sure. We're going to see. You know, before I do my breads the right way, I'm just going to put them in and check it. So from the inside of the box, into the inside of the tab, and I pushed it out. I'm having one of those days. Okay, open that up, and you want this to be loose, guys. Don't tighten them down, and you want to make sure that they have a good amount of spin on them, okay? If they're not spinning, they're too tight. If they're falling through, you'll need your O-rings, and then you'll put your O-ring on and then put it into the inside of the box. And don't glue your O-rings down. Okay, I'm just gonna open that up loosely because I want it to spin. That looks right. So here's the front of my box. I think I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over with the box bottom to the top. That's where your ribbon's coming off of. I'm gonna thread it through and we're gonna check it. I may have to flip my box around. Just gonna straighten out my ribbon here in case it is right. All right, so when I fold that up, I'm gonna fold it to me. That's perfect. I believe that I have it correct. And I do, yay. Okay, so that is correct. So when you flip this piece over, you're gonna put your box in with your ribbon facing the front, okay? The ribbon is going to face the front, all right? And then you'll know you have that right. So now that I know that that's correct, and my breads are spinning freely, if they're hitting the end down there, just snip them off a little bit. Again, you don't want those to be tight, okay? As long as you've got some turn in there. Now we are going to put some glue here, and we're going to glue these sides together. I think when I put this together before, I had my ribbon looped the wrong way. That is correct. I'm just double checking because now I'm paranoid because I did it wrong the first time. That's right. Awesome. Just gonna pull that ribbon through, make sure it's coming through straight. Like I said, I had extra ribbon and I knew it was too much. You just need a really short piece. I'm gonna say no more than 6 inches of ribbon. It's plenty. And now we're going to place glue here. Seal up those sides. hold it till it grabs. And this side just doesn't want to grab for me. There we go. I'm going to flip it over. I'm just going to take my bone folder in and rub those tabs. Just press them down good. And on this side too. Just get a good grip on there. I have glue dripping. I had so much come out a while ago that I got rid of some. So we're putting glue on both of those tabs and this one. And guys, if you want to use your tearing tapes and all for this box, you can do that as well. To me, the glue is just a little quicker. You get a little play. So now we're just going to glue those together, keeping it square. And you can get your bone folder in there and press that down. Just kind of turn your box a little so you can get it in there. Watch your ribbon, don't pull it out. Very crucial that you don't pull that ribbon out at this point. And we got that stuck. All right, so now I am just going to turn this towards me. Okay, your box is open here and you're going to turn it towards you right there. All right, and I'm just going to turn it one more time just to give me some play so that I can loop my ribbon. And I'm not going to tighten that yet. I'm going to pull it back out until it's tight or taut right there with my box face up. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull it towards me and then towards me one more time. So this is the bottom, and I want that knot to tighten up right up next to it at that point. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull it out and give it a little tightening, and that's just so it doesn't pull back in. And I'm going to double that knot. I'm just going to trim off the tail. Perfect. So now that it closes up and the knot is not going to go any further, okay? It's not going to allow it to go any further. This is the top of the box. This is where your sentiment goes. So we're just going to place that on there. And then I'm just going to look at it how I want my pieces to go when it's open. I'm just going to put my little bee in there on that panel. And you could do these into the, because we know the sentiment goes into the center, but if you accidentally glue it upside down, then your whole project is destroyed like I did earlier. So really don't want to do that. Just going to put this paper on here. All right. You can still get your fingers in there to give those a pinch if you need to. And now you can place your chocolate in there. And if you want to do a lid, you can do the lid. I made this just so it was super easy and simple, and you could use it with other chocolates. You may not need it with the Ferrero. It may not want to go because of the cup. So there's another way of doing that. Again, it fits snug with your Ferreros. You can place your candy in around that wrapper so it doesn't get hung on the wrapper, and then tuck it in. And that should go fine that way, just like so. And then we're just going to turn it over. Super easy and simple. It's finished. How cute is that? And then they just turn it and it reveals the candy. And I'm going to show you again with the, if you want to do Hershey's nuggets. I'll have the silver ones, but the gold ones would be prettier in this paper. Or you could wrap them too with the paper. I think I'll do that and then take my photos. Put my little lid on and it's ready to go. How cute is that? I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'm going to add a few Nuvo drops or some enamel dots to mine and wrap my papers around my candies and take the photos. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for being annual supporters. I greatly appreciate you. Again, guys, if you're watching and you're not an annual supporter, please consider that annual support and get those exclusive files. I will catch you guys again on, I believe we're doing a Saturday Zoom for my Zoomers tier. And then again on Monday, I will be live for everyone. I'll catch you then. Please leave a like and a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Catch you later.